Hi, everyone. Oh, it's not. Okay, yeah, it is working. I think we are all doing perfect. Can someone say something? Uh-oh, it's not picking up. It's not picking everyone up. Let's see. I have to figure out what is going on.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't say what
Oh,
I was thinking of saying.
okay, now we're doing. We are perfect now. Yay.
Okay.
I
Oh,
love.
good.
I haven't. The last time I streamed on my channel was also when Dee ran her game. Yeah. So we're good now. Hi everyone. Welcome to our first session of our short form Lady Blackbird campaign. I am very happy to have all of you here. Welcome you here. We're going to go around, introduce ourselves, who we're playing, our pronouns, all of that good, normal intro stuff, and say hi. And yeah, I'm Katie. I am your game master. I use she, her pronouns. We're going to start with Dee. What about you?
Oh, hey, all. I'm Dee. I use she, her pronouns, and I'll be playing Kale tonight, also using she, her pronouns.
Zai. And I am saying it right, correct? I want to make sure.
I am cool with Kai, Zai, or Zai.
Okay.
I'm really cool with all those.
Okay, cool.
So, hi, I'm Kai, and I use they, them pronouns. I'll be playing Naomi, and she uses she, her pronouns.
Awesome. Alyssa.
Yep, I'm Alyssa. I will be playing Lady Blackbird. Both of us use she, her pronouns. I'm really excited.
Yay. And last but certainly not least, Robin.
Hi, everyone. I'm Robin. I use she, her pronouns. Tonight, I will be playing Captain Cyrus Vance using he, him pronouns.
Awesome. Yeah, so if you don't know, Lady Blackbird is a game by John Harper. It uses a dice pool system of D6s. It's a very fun game. If you've watched, there's been various campaigns run over on Tales from the Grim, Off the Table, and on Scraticus Academy. I've been involved with a long form campaign on Off the Table, a second one that just recently ended. And it's one of my favorite games, and I've never ran it before, so I'm a little nervous. And we have people here who've never played it before, but we're all really excited, and I think it's going to be a good time. So before we start officially with the game, we're going to just answer a couple of leading questions, sort of a quick. I don't want to really call it a session zero so much, but sort of like a quick, like just a little bit of a world building. And I wanted to just go in the same order and start with Kale, with D. And this is a way for all of you, I think, just to get to know each other and get to know your characters a little bit better, if that's cool. Just a way to have, as you start, Lady Blackbird, if you play it in the traditional sense, you start in the brig. So this is a way to sort of have a little bit of history between all of you to get in character a little bit, I would say. So, and feel free, even though these are questions to Kale, if it involves another character, feel free to work together and, bring up history between the both of you. So what created such a deep bond between you and Captain Cyrus Vance?
Somebody saved somebody's life.
Do you think that it was Cyrus that saved yours, or did you save Cyrus's?
I think it started with Cyrus saving Kale's life, and then has kind of gone tennis since then.
Oh, you keep saving each other's lives. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah.
Is that weird for you?
We've lost count. And I'm like, what was it again? Like when I met you, what was the first thing? And you're like, I can't remember.
Yeah, like it's happened so many times. Neither of you remember.
A bar fight.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't remember which bar it was because there are a lot of those. They happen a lot.
We frequent them, one might say.
Amazing. I love that.
Someone may have accused someone else of cheating at cards. It happens.
At this point, maybe you're not even sure if it was a bar fight. Like, so much has happened. You don't even know anymore.
Like, it might not have been a bar. It might have been like a casino or like a gambling den.
Kale claims she remembers. Cyrus
doesn't. He's like,
she claims she remembers so that she can try and guilt Cyrus, but she really doesn't.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. Okay, so you are on a mission to get Lady Blackbird to the Pirate King Uriah Flint. But what's in it for you, Kel?
Entertainment and money.
Okay.
I have a bet going. Well, let me rephrase that. I have multiple bets going at various locations, and the current book is whether or not Uriah actually remembers Lady Blackbird or not.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Lady Blackbird has no idea that these bets are a thing because that would deeply upset her.
Okay. What are you hiding in the spot that the guards always forget to search? Just your go-to thing that you always have.
A lighter.
Okay. Is it just your basic everyday common sort of lighter, or is this like a special lighter that it has an engraving in it, or it's specially made? Like what's special about it for you? Or is it something you just picked up in a bar in Nightport?
It used to be just any generic lighter. And then I want to say Cyrus bought her one of the illuminators, the little thin round ones with that look like a Zippo, have the same kind of effectiveness as a Zippo, but they're the little round ones.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, now she holds onto that.
Okay. What weird thing has been going on with the owl lately? And I want to add this part to it, that you as the mechanic, only you notice.
Can I suggest something?
Yep, go right ahead.
The engine has started singing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And I want to tie that into something else. I think it's harmonizing with Kale, because Kale is always singing.
Okay.
To the engine in general, and now it started harmonizing with her.
Okay. I like that a lot.
That won't be a problem at all.
No. That doesn't give me any ideas at all.
Why would I give you ideas, Katie?
Over to Kai, Naomi. Back in the day, Naomi, how did the guards manage to take you alive?
Back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
They knew that I have a soft spot for people who are weaker than me, so they would threaten somebody else, and then I would come along willingly.
How did you become Lady Blackbird? Lady Blackbird, not the right character. Lady Blackbird.
There's still time. We can change the name. No.
John Harper, do you want to change your game?
No, that is a whole different name and a whole different game.
How did you become Lady Blackbird's bodyguard?
It is common for the noble people to send slaves into the pits for fighting, and Lady Blackbird at some point took a liking to me and has bought me and released me from slavery, and I am her bodyguard. I'm not sure how she feels about it, if she wants me to be or if I just get in the way, but here I am.
Were you bought by Lady Blackbird's, like herself specifically, or by her family, say like her parents or someone else in her family?
I'll leave that up to her.
Okay.
I think it would have been her specifically, like kind of stealing away allowance, because she's not a fan of this practice of just sort of buying people and using them as entertainment meat, as it were. And so I think with Naomi, she kind of observed how Naomi interacted with people. It's just like, I'm gonna pull in and rescue this one. But I don't think she would have accepted the bodyguard at first. I think it was sort of like a begrudging thing, like, no, you don't have to stay with me. You can go anywhere you want. There is a whole galaxy. Do whatever you, and I think it just kind of became one of those things that Naomi was her only friend after a while. So she just was like, this is who I have.
Which qualities that you saw in me or the ones that attracted you to me?
I think it would have been seeing Naomi not only wreck shop like in the pits, but like that Naomi was a protector and kind and, you know, seems to be in this terrible situation but still has just this glow to her anyway, then it just was an immediate like, yes, I must help.
I will remember to glow.
Gotta glow. I also
we got a singing ship and glowing people, so we're good.
I guess this is also answers the next question. That's why you left pit fighting, because Lady Blackbird offered you this job change, basically.
Doesn't mean I wouldn't jump into a pit now.
Of course, yeah. Who was your biggest rival in the pits? And you don't have to give them a name. You can just describe someone that might be something that comes up later, or you can name them. It's up to you. Do you, Kai?
Okay, sure. One of Uriah Flint's men liked to jump into the pits every so often and test the people out. I don't have a name for, and I said men, but I mean just
one of the people who worked in Flint's crew.
Yeah, one of Flint's crew.
Have you ever been to Haven or any of the other free worlds?
I think that Lady Blackbird sent me to Haven to hire Captain Vance.
Okay.
Since she couldn't leave without being seen, I could do it for her.
Okay. I like that. I like that a lot.
Absolutely. It was like a late night, like sitting in one of the many rooms in the palace being like, okay, this is what we're going to do. Go here, do this thing, tell no one what you're doing, but let's get out of here.
We got to go.
We're wrap it up. We're out of here.
Awesome. That actually leads perfect into you, Lady Blackbird, because one of the questions is, how did you arrange hiring the owl? Is there any more to that story? You sent Naomi to Captain Vance. Is there anything deeper into that, or was it just you and Naomi were the only ones who knew?
I think we were the only ones who knew, but it's not like I wasn't thinking about this. For like, escape has always sort of been on my mind, and it was sort of like one of those like, what's my ex up to, Streamcat. But and Naomi being my sole real friend and confidant, I think I would have probably read something about the owl and been like, this is the ship, this is what we're gonna do, but like not really truly knowing what it is the owl is into, just that like they seem legit, can you go get them, in that way that it's like well-meaning but also a little bit like demanding friend, being like, please go do this thing for me.
I'd like to add to that. Before we left, though, there is this maid in Lady Blackbird's house that I had become friends with, and I did tell her where we're going. So,
did you tell Lady Blackbird that you revealed the secret, or is that something you've kept close to the chest?
Close to the chest, because I wanted, she wouldn't take no for an answer. She needed to know where I was going. So
gotcha. Okay. How did you fall in love with Uriah Flint, Lady Blackbird?
I think the same way most people fall in love with pirates. They hear the stories and sort of romanticize them, and then on happenstance he was passing through and he was this larger than life, slightly older gentleman, and it was his
claim is Pedro Pascal, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, this was like a summer, like first love, kind of like he's around, it was very much a summer romance that like he broke her heart, and left to go live his life, and I like treasured every letter, and like we still would write for like a little while, and then he just sort of disappeared, but it was always kind of like one of those waiting for his return. And when he never really came back. And so like, I, Lady Blackbird, have tried. Dating is really hard when you're under like very massive pressures from your family to be a specific type of person that you are definitely not. So like you know,
especially when you're in love with a pirate captain and you're a noble.
Yeah, so taking up with a pirate was a big rebellion. There was the like, you can send me to the all girls boarding school, but like that doesn't mean I'm not going to be a wild girl there too, which didn't last long because Lady Blackbird is not actually good at like, which is like she's so weird and like book smart that she's just not good at the people thing. So like really the gap between, you know, her and Urias not writing anymore and her finding Naomi and like becoming friends with Naomi, that was like her first real true friend in like a while. And then this whole arranged marriage has just been a nightmare.
All right. Does anyone on the crew of the Owl, so Kale or Cyrus, know that you are Lady Blackbird or an NPC you want to create?
I think I would have tried to make it not obvious, but I think I would have maybe given Naomi instructions to inform Captain Vance, like, we're not who we say we are, but like for a little extra money, we're gonna keep that quiet. So
I have been keeping that quiet.
I don't think Captain Vance is like I don't think Captain Vance and Kale don't know who we are, but like we're also not like
I am looking away, like emoji, you know, like the meme where it's like I'm looking away. Like I know it's there, but I'm looking in the opposite direction.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did you tell Kale?
Or did you tell Cyrus and then Cyrus told Kale?
Yeah. Either way.
It would have been through Naomi. So if Naomi sort of, however much Naomi actually gave Captain Vance about our situation.
Naomi, do you think that you told Cyrus that it was like a delicate situation kind of thing? Like, what do you think that you would have told Cyrus about who the two of you are?
I think you're muted.
Sorry. Ask the question
okay.
again. I thought you were asking Vance that.
Oh no, sorry. How much about your identities do you think you would reveal to Vance? That it's like a delicate situation, or that you know, or would you just say your booking passage for yourself and your friend Natasha, that's her secret identity? You know, what how much would you reveal about who you are? Because you know you're paying for what's the word I'm looking for? Discreetness.
Discretion.
Thank you. I was on the right path.
You're
giving me hush money.
Yeah, you're basically giving Cyrus hush money.
Did I get any specific instructions from you, Lady Blackbird, on this? Like,
I would have suggested as much discretion as possible, but like maybe to, from what I understood of the Owl's reputation, which is very much could be a misrepresentation, I thought it was best to use as much discretion as possible, but maybe like,
what kind of reputation is that?
Oh, like
what kind of ship do you think I'm running?
So,
I mean, we haven't been arrested in about 3 weeks. I think that's an upturn.
Yeah.
Well, like, what's your definition of arrested? Is it like altercation with police where I'm found at fault, or is it actual like
there's a counter,
transportation to a second location?
There's an encounter in the engine room that, you know, one of those number of days since X has happened.
Yeah,
number of days since Cyrus had to be bailed out of jail.
Yeah, it's at 23. It's the highest it's been in 2 years.
It's mostly one of those, like, you hear about, like, oh, this ship makes a lot of these more dangerous runs, but be very careful because they do tend to get caught. Also, there's a lot of talk on this ship. Be careful, they can be gossipy. You know, things that, like...
But here's the thing, is that there's, like, 3 of us on the ship.
Yeah.
There's, like...
well, plus there's, like, just the way the nobles talk about it. Like, they're like, oh, that... the peasants and their trash, and then Lady Blackbird's like, there's probably something okay about this then.
So what I said to Vance was that we needed a ride to Haven, and that there is a second location to be revealed when we arrive at Haven, and there's money in it for you if you take us from there, but otherwise we will hire somebody else. And any other questions can go to my employer.
I think
so
I told exactly that to Kale, because we're like two peas in a pod.
I think
we are a 2P pod.
We're a 2P pod. It is great. I think the next thing is the minute like Kale saw Lady Blackbird walked on, it's the scene with Kaylee watching Simon walk on and go, "Yep, you might be trying to hide it, but you are definitely not from around here."
I think
Yeah,
that
no one said Natasha here is great at this disguise.
that
thing.
leads in perfectly to what would a very observant person notice about you that indicates that you're a noble person. So what made Kel go, "Oh, honey"?
Well, I think for one thing, it's the like extremely like you can tell prim and proper upright posture thing that like no, your average everyday person, like you're walking along, you slump your shoulders, you swing your arms. This is like a very dignified walk, even though like she's supposed to be wearing rags that are dirty, and by dirty I mean it was like Costco brand clothes as opposed to designer name. So it's pretty like if you looked closely, like you could tell that this is somebody in costume basically.
Her nails are too well done to match those jeans.
Exactly, yeah. And
That's exactly what it is.
Last but not least, how did you become a master sorcerer? Were you trained in it? Is it something that runs in your family? Did you stumble upon this talent? Were you the only one born with it?
So the ancient lines of our family go back into having sorcerers and powers and things like that. However, it has been generations on generations since it's appeared, and the last time it showed up was like a great uncle, and it was not a very well received thing because it had been a long gap even before that. So when it showed up, combined with like having that rebellion thing happen and the whole like falling in love with a pirate, it was just like a recipe for disaster. But when she was sort of sent away to the boarding school, she was lucky enough to have teachers that knew sort of what to do, because it was a little more common where she was schooled to have people with the sorcery. So she knows what she's doing now, but it's definitely not something to be proud of in her family.
Okay.
Sort of
Do I know that you can cast magic?
Probably just something's different with me, but I think it's still like it's so ingrained for me to be embarrassed of it that I'm not like out with it.
Oh, you've been man shamed. I get it. All right.
Yeah. Okay. And our captain, Cyrus. What do you usually smuggle in the Owl?
Good question. I think we like steal food from the army.
Okay.
Yeah, I think lots of alcohol, but that's just for us. Like we're not reselling it. I think we are like provisions raiders, basically.
I like that.
We intercept like convoys that are going out to like feed soldiers kind of thing, and we steal their stuff.
Okay. Are you doing it to resell like at cheaper prices, or to like feed homeless people who are like treated poorly by the Empire? What are you doing with what you're smuggling? Like,
I think we do a very small amount, so it's like, oh, we're the good guys, where we are like, oh, we'll give this away, but most of it we resell.
Okay.
Like it's like 5%, 95%.
Gotcha.
Just so we can like do lip service.
Yeah, of course. What did you do to be exiled from the Empire?
I killed someone I shouldn't have.
Would you like to disclose who that is? You don't have to. This is a genuine question.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
I think
You don't have to give them a name or anything if you just want to say like they had a certain position or something.
Yeah, I think I was probably like a commander. I don't know military terms. I only know ship terms because of
I don't
Star
either.
Trek.
So this is sort of a navy, a more naval type of thing. So that's
okay.
fine.
So I was like a commander. So I was like second in command of a ship kind of thing. And then an admiral came over and started giving orders that I could not, allow to happen. Like, I think it was definitely like a moral stand. And I mutinied. I think there was some like mutiny basically on my own and killed the admiral.
Okay.
And I think it was less of an exile and more of like I fled.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like it was something that would have been court-martialed, except I didn't stay to be court-martialed. Like I just dipped.
Yeah, and like
yeah, you're gonna execute me if you catch me. So I'm gonna.
You gotta catch me first.
Yeah.
Whose fault is it that you were captured for flying a false flag? Which is why you're currently in the brig.
Yeah. I have to think. I don't want to blame Kale, but it was definitely Kale.
No, it was half Kale's fault, and she's willing to acknowledge that it was half of her fault. But that's the other half is that she didn't know that it was it was one of those like you change the access codes all the time. It's that scene from Anastasia, right? Where they have the passports and then it's like, and this is what I hate about this country, everything's in red and they're in blue instead. So it's like it was supposed to be correct.
They changed it last minute. Yeah, it would have been correct if they hadn't changed it like 3 days ago.
Exactly.
We were flying casual, but it didn't work. So.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Flying casual never works as much as you want it to.
I don't know what that means.
Star Wars, it's fine. Fly casual. Fly casual.
How do you know Captain Hollis, and what did Hollis do to make an enemy of you?
I think Captain Hollis was the captain I served under. I was the commander, like their first officer. And they didn't stand up to, I don't know what order the admiral gave, but it was a shitty one. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. And I was like, are you kidding me? I think before that we were super close. And that completely broke everything like between us.
All right. Well, we can begin now. You find yourselves for the past couple of hours, probably 3, in the cells of the Hand of Sorrow in the brig. All around you, this place is by no means lively or nicely decorated. This seems to be if you had to think of a brig in your mind, this is what you would think of. It's very dark and cold, and you can hear somewhere in the distance water dripping in a very regular pattern. There are metal benches that you can sit on around you. There's no pillow. There's a bucket in the corner. Somewhere in the distance you can hear a whistling every now and then as you think that maybe there's a guard that's doing a normal walkabout, just keeping an eye on in their normal routine. And this is where you've been for the past 3 hours as you were caught. The Owl was caught by the Hand of Sorrow crew under the charge of flying a false flag as you were on your halfway point to Haven. You were brought in, and there was no warm welcome. There was no trial, nothing of the sort. You were thrown in here very, very crudely, despite your best efforts, to claim that it was a mistake, an honest mistake, something anyone could make. But this is where you've been sitting, with a heavy, heavy steel all around you, heavy iron locks on the doors. We zoom in first on our captain, if you'd like to describe how Cyrus looks and the current mood that he seems to be in.
The face claim. I have, like, it's easiest to just say a face claim. The face claim is Oscar Isaac.
Because describe his clothing, you know, that his attitude.
Yeah, I think he's got like a really rough set of playing cards. And even though he's not alone in the cell, he's playing solitaire. But a bunch of the cards are missing. And the rest of his appearance is kind of like those cards. He's got like a leather pilot's jacket that's fleece lined, but the fleece is patchy in places. The leather, you wouldn't call it a patina, you would call it scratches and holes. And his hair is once probably very handsome and dark. It's streaked through with a lot of gray. It's tied up mostly out of his face, but a bunch of it's fallen out. And he just kind of looks a little bit disheveled, but it's in a charming way. Like a well-loved item that you use.
We zoom in next to his closest friend and confidant and crewmate, Kale. What do we see Kale doing?
Kale's probably like sleep when you can, and just like laying back on one of the benches and fully looks like she's asleep, but she's listening to everything that's going on around her. Since we're doing just announcing face claims, it's Gemma Atherton. Long, or kind of shoulder length, messy, dark black brown hair, bangs, t-shirt, like white t-shirt, and like heavy, you know, like almost Carhartts, you know, dungaree, cargo pants, boots, and a like really beat up denim jacket, like that was probably black at some point, but is now kind of like in the gray blue feel. It's a little too big for her, and she just kind of has that kind of like shrugged in, and she's counting as she does so, and but she looks like she's asleep, and she's just chilling.
We go to the other side of the brig, and these brigs aren't this cell. I mean, it isn't the widest cell. You are probably two people can sit on either side of it on either side with their legs stretched out and touch the soles of their feet. But on the other side sits two more people. We see Naomi standing beside another woman. Naomi, describe yourself. What's your attitude as you're standing here, looking your surroundings over?
Yeah, I know I sent something to the group, but since everybody has a face claim by name, I've changed it.
You don't have to. If you still want to, you can still definitely give a description if you'd like to.
I'm happier with my name.
Oh, of course, so. Yes.
I am a stockier Michelle Yeoh.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so Haley, how short are you? Because I'm pretty short.
Who now?
Kale. Sorry, Kale. How?
Kale's like 5'5", 5'6", maybe.
Okay, so I'm like 5'2". Yeah. Yeah. Okay. See, I think I'm the shortest of us all.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to guess, I'm tense, and I have that look of why aren't the people in charge doing something, and when do I need to actually take over? So I look primed for action.
And beside you, I imagine, and correct me if I'm wrong, sitting pretty prim and proper on a metal bench is Lady Blackbird.
Much like Julie Andrews taught us to sit in the Princess Diaries with our ankles crossed, but very much like tapping my fingers on my leg, like trying not to bounce too much. The face claim for Lady Blackbird is Laura Pulver or Irene Adler from Sherlock Holmes. So she's that, you know, she's trying very hard. She's got like a very low brimmed hat kind of hanging over one eye, and even though she's sitting up very proper, she's trying to relax. Like, oh yeah, Briggs are normal. This is a totally normal day for me. She's like doing that whole like nobility, like showing as little outward emotion as possible, but on the inside just panic screaming, like, how do we get out of here? What happens if they catch us? Well, they caught us, but now what? Like, what if they find out more? What if this is all for naught? What if I have to go back home? I can't go back home. Just like the racing thoughts.
The camera zooms all around the cell, and you continue to hear the water dripping in the background, the whistling every now and then. There doesn't seem to be any hurry to deal with you or move anything. But last you had heard, they had said they were going to take you back to Elysium.
Do you think it'll be much longer?
Sorry, are you... So, could you repeat that? Are you asking me that question?
I guess I'm sort of just asking in a general direction. How long... This isn't your first run-in with Johnny Law, as it were. Captain, how long do these things normally take?
Certainly not. Well, it depends. I don't have an answer for you. My suggestion would be we break out at some point, but if you want to, let the law run its due course, I'm sure you'll be back to your second beloved or whatever anytime soon.
I see. Naomi, any thoughts?
Well, if we want to leave, then I can make that happen.
I think that would be a wise... I'm sorry, I would like to use the bucket, but I'm afraid that proper decorum would not let me use the buckets.
We can all just turn around. I mean, it's a bucket. If you want privacy.
I don't...
We'll look the other way. It's fine.
Oh, thank God. And I'm just going to beeline for that bucket.
To trying to vomit, I assume.
And Naomi, make them turn away.
So I stand in front of you like this, like.
And Kayla's just literally just has her eyes closed and kind of quasi sotto voce to Cyrus, but probably not really paying much attention to how loud she says. She goes, we just lost 150 because you got arrested again.
Technically, we all got arrested, so I don't know if that counts.
No, it was on you. Definitely counts.
Who had the wrong documentation? Just remind me again.
Now, the documentation was correct.
Was it me?
The documentation was correct
No.
as of 36 hours ago. It's not my fault they changed shit.
Well, I mean, we can blame the Empire for all our faults. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're the cause of it. Well, it's fine. Well, let bygones be bygones. All right.
Sure.
You all begin to hear what sounds like footsteps coming down a rather heavy stone staircase. Are you doing anything?
Are these walls with like bars or?
Yes, it's a cell. It has very, very heavy steel bars.
So if someone got up close and I wanted to grab them, I could like reach through and grab them.
Yeah, possibly. Mm-hmm. Okay. You'd have to roll for it, but possibly.
Sure. Okay.
And you all see a very tall, thin man with his hands behind his back. He is flanked by a couple of guards holding guns. They're dressed in very, all of you would know their Empire uniforms. They're white with gold buttons, high necked. He's wearing a cap. He has a very short cut, crew cut, gray hair. Cyrus, you know him well as Captain Hollis. He's coming down and he leans over and whispers something to one of the guards beside him as he gets closer, and he stands about a foot away from the bars. The other guards stand on either side of him, and he looks at you, specifically Cyrus. For a moment you see a smirk appear on his face, and he says, "Vance. Can't say I'm surprised to see you of all people."
Sorry. There's no one in this cell named Vance. Are you talking to me?
You know who I'm talking to. Cyrus Vance. Also, everyone gets a reroll.
Yay!
Thanks, Mal.
Thank you, Mal.
Flying the wrong flag, I see. And you do still deem to call yourself a captain.
I mean, I am a captain, but I don't know who you're talking about.
Are you trying
Who's
to
Cyrus Vance?
Are you trying to
I'm
deceive
Cyrus Vance.
I'm Cyrus Vance. Are you trying to deceive him, Robin?
Yeah, I'm trying to deceive him.
Yeah, then give
I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm just gonna stand up and go, I'm Cyrus Vance. What do you let me go?
Yeah, then give me a what I need you to do is give me a roll.
Okay.
So how you do this in Lady Blackbird is you're going to get one dice just because.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna click the roll button. That won't just automatically roll. Like I need to add stuff in.
What you do. So in your character sheet, you need to tell me you'll get one dice just because, and also Alyssa, Lady Blackbird, you're helping, so you will be spending a dice to help. So you get one dice just because. Pick a trait. So any of your traits, and then you will tell me which tag you would like to use. Any of those tags underneath those traits that aren't in brackets because you haven't unlocked those yet.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to use my trait smuggler.
Okay, so that's 2.
And then my tag deception.
Okay. Do you have any more you want to try to use? If you can explain them to me how they work, I will let you use them.
I could,
but it can only be trait. It can only be tags from that one trait. You can't pick and choose.
Yeah. So I'm like sneak and then hide.
You're being sneaky.
I think
you're hiding who you are
because I'm being stupid.
Okay.
And camouflage.
And
I don't look anything like I used to.
You know what? I'll allow it. So that's 6. No,
okay.
Yeah, that's 6. And then Lady Blackbird is giving you 1. So Alyssa, you will take 1 from your pool. You should be able to move those now. I think I put them all on the map layer.
I can't move mine yet, so.
You can't move yours yet?
I don't think I can move mine, but I have a note in the character sheet that says how
okay, I'll get this fixed before next time because I'm not going to worry about it right now.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But you'll take 1 from your pool. So if Robin's roll succeeds, you won't get your dice back, but if she fails, you'll get your dice back.
Perfect.
You're helping. So that's 7 dice you'll roll. Yeah, you hit the roll button, put in 7. Your ob is going to be, we'll say this is a
oh, I understand. It's in the other one. Because I have 2 open. Oh, great. I love games working.
I'll say this is a 3. This is going to be difficult because he knows you, but you're right. It has been years since he's seen you. So this is just going to be a 3. So you roll 7, you have to beat 3. And you beat it. Also you could have added any in your dice pool to that, but you did fine. I mean, you beat it.
Okay.
But Alyssa, you spend 1 of your dice helping, so it's 1 from your pool that's gone helping.
Okay. So I
Um,
go from 7 to 6
to
in
6.
my pool, right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Can
So-
I do my deception since I'm shouting that not only was I helping, but I'm trying to claim that
Well-
I'm the captain?
He knows that Cyrus Vance, he looks at both of you and he says, I'm sorry, you're who now? And he raises an eyebrow looking at you, Lady Blackbird.
I said, I'm Captain Cyrus Vance, and I want to know what it is we're doing here and how much longer you're going to keep us in these inhumane conditions.
You're under arrest by order of the Empire for flying a false flag.
Well, I mean, last time I checked.
Please, first mate. If you
Yeah.
don't mind. I'm just going to, walk over and pat the real Cyrus Vance. He's like, please, if you don't mind. I feel as though that under Empire law, we deserve representation, and I do not see representation, and that we have been in this cell for nigh 3 hours. That is far too long for humane treatment. According to the statute of humane treatment of prisoners, you're supposed to at least provide us, when there are more than 4 of us in a cell, much bigger accommodations than this. And I must say,
there aren't
at
more
least
than
bring us
4
up
of you
to
in this cell, though.
There's 4. That's still the limits.
The way you're describing it, I am still under law. Also, I
still demand my representation, and I find this extremely offensive that you have not brought it to me.
Captain.
Yes, first mate.
He's looking very confused and a little overwhelmed. But so far, it seems to be working. The both of you working together. This seems to be working very well.
Captain, can we just ask him if we can, pay the fine and be on our way?
And she's gonna try to do the cocked eyebrow thing that she assumes all cool captains can do. And she says, yes, can we pay the fine and be released?
I will have to phone this in.
Well, the thing is, I'm supposed to keep our communication systems, up to date. We didn't get the notice through about flying the right flag, and it really is my fault. But honestly, is it that big of a deal? I'll get everything up to standard, but I mean, you know how it is when you're flying and haven't seen a port for days, and something blows. What are you gonna do?
Where are you all heading to? And he takes a step closer to the bar, sort of looking you up and down. And you know that Captain Hollis is like a by the book. Everything is, I's are dotted, T's are crossed. He wants everything to be very specific.
What's a name of we're still in Empire territory, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's a place in the Empire that's not Haven that we could
You could tell him you're going to Nightport or Olympia.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Nightport.
Yeah, we're headed to Nightport, but we need to make a stop in Haven to do something about our ship issues.
I mean, you do know that you're low on fuel.
Mm-hmm.
We will need to make a stop, and we can fix our communications outputs from there.
He crosses his arms, and his eyes jump from each and every single one of you. Like he's sizing your crew up almost. And he sort of scoffs and he says, like I said, I'll have to call this in, but it might be easier to handle now that I understand what sort of state you're all in.
Do I think that he's seen through all of this and that he's going to go and get us into more trouble?
You could roll. It would only be a 2 just to sort of get it's like see how keen you are on what he's thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I get 1.
Just cause.
Just cause. I get 1 because I'm a bodyguard.
Okay.
I get 1 because I have awareness.
Okay.
I'm trying to determine if he's a threat.
Okay. 4.
And I am trying to defend all of us, but Lady Blackbird in particular.
Of course. Yeah, that's 5.
Okay. So
Also, I was gonna let everyone know, rerolls, you can call them after you roll. So if you fail, you don't have to call them before. So you're good. Yeah, you got 5, and it's just a 2 ob.
Okay. I will roll 5 dice. Yeah.
So it's not that he's seen through the deception, Naomi, but his patience is wearing thin. Like I said before, Cyrus knows that he is and you're getting this, he's a military man. So you've been around military people enough to know that they are, most of them, I don't want to say the good ones, because it's not that he's particularly a good military man, but he wants things to be done a certain way, and it's his way or the highway. So he wants to call this in so he doesn't get in trouble if the group of you do something bad. He wants to make sure his ass is covered, basically. So it's not that he's seen through the deception, but his patience is wearing thin.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Sure. Well, if I thought that he had seen through the deception, I would take action.
Yeah, of course.
But if I feel like we've got a few more moments where maybe we can get alone and then just leave.
I think you're under the sense that if y'all just agree with him and let him do what he wants to do, he'd at least leave y'all alone down here.
Yeah. Then I won't rock the boat.
He takes a step back and looks back at you, Lady Blackbird, as, under the guise that you don't know if he believes that you're Cyrus Vance, but he believes you're somebody. And he says,
it's that air of nobility.
Exactly. Yeah. He believes that he may not think that you're Cyrus Vance, but he does believe that you have some sort of charge over this group. And he definitely doesn't think that Cyrus is Cyrus. He's completely gone away from that belief. He looks at you, Lady Blackbird, and says, I can go call this in. I'll see what they say. I'm sure they can find it in them to be understanding. I'd say another 45 minutes to an hour, maybe. Is that all right with you? I can find your representation if that's what you would like.
That is what is required by law, so yes. Thank you for being agreeable.
He lets out a very loud scoff. You can tell he's annoyed, all of you can. And he turns and the guards follow him, and you see, I think probably any of you who would be watching him, he leaves one of the guards at the end of the steps. Now they can't see into it's sort of like they have cover. They can't really see what you all are doing, but he does leave someone at the end of the steps. And him and the other guard, they ascend up the steps, leaving you all there in the cell. And I think that's where we're going to take our break. Yeah, we will be right back, everybody. And to finish out our last hour, see what this group gets up to. I should unmute us. Hi, everybody. We're back. Last we left off, Captain Hollis had ascended up the stairs with a guard, leaving one at the end. Every now and then you can sort of see him. He looks bored. He's got his gun, not at the ready, but it's sort of like over his shoulder. It's a long rifle, over his shoulder, and he's sort of walking back and forth. The whistling you had heard before has stopped. He's on guard, but the four of you are, for all intents and purposes, you're alone. He's not really the best guard from what you can tell.
Is he within earshot?
No, not that you can tell.
I'm gonna go to Lady Blackbird. I'm gonna be like, okay, so that did work, but
Yeah, I know.
I am the
Great,
captain. Right? Don't do that again.
Oh.
Don't do that again.
You're welcome, is I believe the response I should say to the thank you that I believe that you were trying to say.
Don't do that again.
I don't think he said thank you. I didn't hear thank you.
No, it was what he meant to say. Naomi, he meant to say thank you, did he not?
I meant to say it worked, but don't do that again because I'm the captain.
But I'm the captain. She's just gonna point and wink, I'm the captain. You can throw a mutiny later and take back over when we get out of here.
Yeah, and I'll just, let you pilot the ship into another ship and we'll all die in a burning, missile plummeting downwards. I'm sure that'll be really fun for everyone.
Out of this. She sort of gestures vacantly. Out of here, and then you can be captain again. But you're welcome.
While they're all arguing, I want to rip the door off its hinges.
Yes.
Do some Naomi shit.
Do you want to do this quietly? Because you can do it. You know you can do it. But if you want to do it quietly, you do have to roll for it.
Nah. I'm just going to open it, and then I'm going to walk over to the guard.
Okay, you all hear a loud, just wrenching of metal on metal as it takes all of you off guard as you see Naomi is just ripping this door off of the hinges. It is an act of strength that I don't know if you knew Naomi had it. Is this the first time that you've shown your ability of strength, Naomi?
Yeah, I've never fought anyone that I needed to actually... I'm like One Punch Man. I haven't actually needed to punch anybody yet.
Exactly.
This is definitely more than I've seen, so this is eyes wide.
This is your secret, isn't it, Naomi? I believe?
It is.
Would you like to read your secret?
I love to read my secret.
Please do.
It's on this screen, on this button, this click. Secret of destruction. You can break things with your bare hands as if you were swinging a sledgehammer. It is scary.
Yeah, this is an amazing feat of strength that none of you have ever seen before. Naomi just rips it out, and the guard, of course, is running over. You don't even have to really walk over to him, Naomi, because he's coming to you, and he just stares at you with wide eyes. He's not like a teenager. He's probably in his mid-20s, so he's a younger boy, but he is shaking and just staring down at you. I'm sorry, I forgot you were rather short. Staring down at you with shaking hands that even in your smaller stature, he's obviously intimidated by you. What do you want to do?
I want to knock the wind out of him so he can't yell or...
Yeah, you don't want a lethal hit. If you don't want to do anything lethal, it's just going to be a 3.
Okay. Let's take a look at the
character. One just cuz?
Yeah. Oh well. I'm a pit fighter.
Pit fighter, it's 2.
I'm not being brutal. I am fast.
Yeah.
And I hit hard. But I would not consider this to be combat, so this isn't combat tested.
Okay.
So I will spend. You said it was Ob 3.
Yeah, Op 3. You got 4 right now.
4. I I will spend 2 from my pool.
Okay, so you'll be rolling 6.
Okay. And 6.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
You do you want to describe how this looks? How you knock him out?
Sure. Let's see here. So I just basically walk through the door and I drop it, and he runs up and he's staring at me, and just calmly, like, my right hand just goes out to his just under his ribs, and he's like and he falls over. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's time to go.
I think there's enough force that it sort of pushes him, because you rolled over your ob, just enough force
Sure.
that it pushes him back against the wall a little bit, and he has the breath knocked out of him that it's so much so that he can't like bring himself to get up and react, and he's trying to grab out at you, but it's knocked him out so much. He's not unconscious or anything. Like, you know that you've got probably 20 minutes before he's up and raising the alarm, but right now you're good. You've got about 20 minutes to try to navigate the brig and get out of here.
As Kale watches this, she's just gonna kind of hide, come around Naomi and pull the jacket off the guard and use that to tie him up with, and then kind of like rip off his assumed tie in this uniform and just kind of stuff it in his throat, and then start rifling through his pockets looking for this change.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna grab his gun.
I was about to say, yeah. I was gonna hand Cyrus the gun, but if you come over and start doing the thing, then I'm just gonna walk.
I was gonna knock him out with my elbow before you hit him.
Cyrus,
We
you
all
can
have a card.
Cyrus, you can take his gun. You can definitely like knock him out with the hilt of the gun or your elbow, and just it's not lethal, of course. You're not gonna kill him or hurt him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pistol whip him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pistol whip him.
I'm just gonna
Pistol
pistol whip him.
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely do that. Naomi made it so easy for y'all to do that. No problem. And Kale, you can tie his arms up with his jacket. You sort of like, you know how you invert his jacket and then like put his arms behind him. You do that perfectly. Give me it's gonna be a roll for you to sort of loot him. It's gonna be an ob 3.
So one has burglar, quiet. She's sneaky and she's trying to do this, she doesn't necessarily care if Cyrus sees her do this, but she doesn't want to give away anything that she finds to anyone else.
Yeah, the higher you roll, like if you beat the ob, it's gonna be better. What you get's gonna be better.
Exactly. She's dexterous. I wouldn't say that there are locks involved, but perceptive.
You're feeling around, seeing what you can find.
And she's probably, not strip searching him, so she's working through her perception of the darkness that he's wearing, the items in the dark. I mean, it's not very well lit in here.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. That's 7.
Okay. That's 7 successes.
Holy shit!
On all of them.
You got a hit on all of them. Holy
What
shit!
the hell?
You should try re-rolling that.
Yeah, you just re-roll it. Holy shit. Yeah, you are going through here and you find, Kale, what you think is pay dirt. You find a key card.
I'll take 4 too. I mean, so it's still good.
That's still insane.
You go through these pockets and you find a key card. And you know that is pay dirt because that's going to get you into anything that is locked.
Yep. So we have key card.
And you find some little like coins, like little money, little bits
There's
like
change.
that. Yeah. But you now know that you're not going to have to like lockpick your way out of any locked doors.
She kind of secrets the change away and just kind of holds the card between her hands. It's like, so I take it we're walking out.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you can be the captain again. And she just kind of nods at Cyrus and walks over to Kale and Naomi.
I'm not the captain. He's the captain.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I know,
Can I have the card?
That's what I meant. Naomi.
She kind of hands it behind her to him.
What the how? You know what? Tell me when we get back on the other ship.
Sweetheart, I've learned, it's better not to question when you get little miracles.
Did you
Don't
call her
me
sweetheart?
Don't call me sweetheart. You saw what she can do. Please don't make me use Naomi on you.
And with that, I assume you're ascending the stairs.
Oh yeah.
Did they take stuff from us?
They would have took your weapons and things like that.
Okay.
You're not sure where they are. You would assume they might be in the armory.
Okay.
And you assume you ascend, I can't do words to save my life. You ascend the stairs, and you come up to a cross section, one direction going left, one direction going right. Where are you heading? You're not sure. None of you have ever been on this ship before.
I'm gonna just go by the fact that I'm an Imperial soldier, like an ex-Imperial, and that I like know kind of the standard layout of Imperial ships.
Okay. Yeah.
And we'll be able to like find us like to the garage where they've impounded the owl.
For sure, yeah. You could definitely I would say you could roll for it. It would be an ob 3.
Okay. So I'm going to use ex-Imperial soldier.
Okay. 2.
I'm going to use tactics.
3.
Connections, maps, Imperial warships.
Would anyone like to help?
I think Kale helps just in the general knowledge of mechanics and being able
Just
to say,
knowing
okay,
ships.
just knowing ships, the
Mhm.
general ship knowledge.
That's 7. Would you like to use any from your pool, Robin?
No, I'll roll 7. We'll see how it goes.
It's just an ob 3.
Yeah. Nope.
You have a reroll if you would like.
Do we want to use our reroll on this?
You all have one.
Oh, we all have one?
Yeah, you all.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, you might as well
individual.
use it.
Yeah.
I'll reroll.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you've never been on this ship specifically, but you know that you would need to head toward the opposite direction of the bridge, and you would know, like, just standing here and feeling out the bridge is going to be away from where the brig is. It's going to be higher up. So heading toward the garage, are you wanting to go get your maybe where your weapons would be, like that sort of thing too? Or are you wanting to go straight for the owl?
I can't remember. Do we have like any special weapons that they would have taken from us?
You would have had your general like guns and stuff like that, but I mean, it would matter on if the owl is more important to you or that kind of thing.
Well, I would assume I have weapons stashed on the owl as well.
Probably. It would your most important things would probably be on the owl.
Yeah, like I don't think I have a particular attachment to my weapons, unless anyone else wants to go get them.
Well,
No,
are you the kind of captain that has like a signature pistol or anything like that, or a...
No, because I get arrested so often. if I got attached to my weapons, it'd just be like a constant cycle of heartbreak.
That's fair. You would know that the owl would be in the lower levels. You're probably on the right level. You would just need to navigate through the various corridors down here. And Kale, you can feel like the heat from the engine, even radiating down here. Like all of you, it's hot down here. This is close to where the engine room is. And you would know this would be close to where the garage is. He's just running through and not getting caught. Which you've got the key card, so your first door you would come across, you're not worried about having to pick your way through any locks or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you turn down a corridor, you're running through, and I think in your distance you can hear just the normal sort of footsteps that are coming around.
Can Kale close the blast doors behind them?
Of course, yeah.
Just as a general kind of default action of like adding an extra layer before they get there.
Yeah, of course. You do that, and as you're all walking, I think you can tell you're getting closer to the engine room. You're feeling it getting hotter. You're getting closer to the garage. All of this is sort of would be gathered together. And this ship is huge. Like you're used to the owl being like got a 15-minute, 20-minute walk front to back, if that. This is a huge place. You come around a corner and you immediately have to pull yourselves back as you see a group of soldiers sort of commiserating with each other, sitting there taking their break. They're at the end of the hallway laughing. Probably shouldn't be goofing off at this point, but they haven't noticed you yet. There's 3 of them.
Sorry, how far are we from, like, do we know where the engine rooms are?
At this point, it's just you sort of navigating around these corridors. You just know that you're getting hotter as you go down this direction. Kale could definitely tell you that you're getting closer to the engine rooms, which means you're probably getting closer to the garage.
Okay. This has worked for us before. I'm gonna try and, like, boss them around.
You're gonna just charm them?
No, I'm gonna be mean to them because they're soldiers. I'm gonna pretend I'm, like, a higher ranking officer on break, basically.
Okay.
I'm a higher ranking officer who went on a binge and is now heading back. Right?
Or just the higher ranking officer walking through and seeing them goofing off and starting to yell at them for goofing off.
Yeah, but I'm not wearing uniform.
Yeah, but you're just off duty.
Yeah, like I'm off duty.
Or yeah, you could be off duty showing some important Imperials around, which could be the 3 of us.
Well, you're the only one who looks Imperial, let's be honest.
Kale does not.
Could be escorting prisoners from one part of the ship to the next.
Oh, that's true. You could be on prisoner escort.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, let's do that.
But then you'd be in uniform.
No,
I'm sure the captain could find a lie that would be,
Yeah.
why is this off-duty captain?
Mm-hmm. I used to be a commander. I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna bark at them. That would be the word. I'm gonna be soldiers. Stand at attention.
They immediately go to attention. They straighten their backs. One of them is like shoving the remnants of a piece of cake into their mouth. A piece of cake into their mouth as they like brush off their uniforms. One of them buttons the button at their neck, and they're like, they go, yes, sir.
So here I am, commander, off duty, and somehow out of uniform, I'm the one who has to escort these prisoners, and you're here eating cake? Is this shore leave?
I'm sorry, sir.
Are we in harbor?
We don't. I'm sorry, sir. We're not. Who are you?
You don't know who I am?
No, they're looking at each other, like clearly confused. Afraid not, sir.
I am Commander Alistair Hitchcock, and here you are standing at the end of a hallway making fools of yourselves when you should be patrolling to make sure prisoners like this aren't trying to escape.
Sir,
and you've got your shirt unbuttoned and you're covered in crumbs. You call yourself soldiers of the Empire? You are shameful.
Afraid we've never heard of a Commander Hitchcock. You're gonna have to roll, of course. It's gonna be it's gonna be an ob 4 because there's 3 of them.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna use
so just
smuggler again.
Yes, smuggler.
I'm gonna use haggle because I am arguing with them.
Okay, I'll let that one go.
Deception.
Deception, yeah.
Sneak, hide. I'm hiding my identity. I'm camouflaging my identity. I'm forging a new identity as well. Because that's forging, right? Forgery.
Yeah. Would anyone like to help?
I have like charisma and command as charms that I could use to help, but I don't know how I, a prisoner, would use that to.
I'm very good at looking like a prisoner.
I'll take that. Just looking like a prisoner. Yeah, that's 9.
I'll just try to like imitate Naomi, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah,
I'm gonna add 1 for my pool because I don't want to die.
10. Kale, do you want to help?
I mean, I can, but there's also this moment of like Kale's looking at this and wanting to see where this goes.
Where it goes. Gotcha. Okay.
She's got this kind of odd bet going in her head at the moment.
Gotcha. So that's 10, Robin. It's an ob 4.
Oh,
Jeez. 10 dice to get 4 successes.
I hate rolling
I'm glad
more.
I added that extra die.
Yeah. They look, when you say you say you are, is this shore leave? You're supposed to be here, doing your job, and you've got crumbs on you, blah blah blah. They look immediately ashamed. They're, oh yes, sir. What would you like? What would you have us do? We're sorry, sir.
Report. Where should I say?
Send them back to their quarters to go get cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm gonna say report back to your quarters, get into proper uniform, stiffen up, go on your regular patrols, and if I see you slacking off like this again, you will be sure that Captain Hollis will hear about this.
Get their names.
I need your names right now.
Yeah, they all immediately salute you, and they tell you their names are Carson, Rao, and Quinn.
I am going to remember each of your faces. Rest assured.
They salute you and they skitter off. You're pretty sure they're going to remember Hitchcock for the rest of their lives. They are terrified of you. But it clears up and you can see behind where they were standing is the signs that point toward the engine room and toward the garage. It has the arrows pointing further down the corridor. Is that where y'all?
Kale just produces a coin from somewhere and kind of like offers it to.
Yeah, I just take it naturally.
It's like you won that one.
Oh. Do you? I'm just gonna look to Naomi and be very quiet. Are we supposed to tip them?
Oh, no, we are not.
Okay, good.
They are paid.
Okay.
All right, let's keep going.
As you head.
Follow...
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say follow behind me.
As you head further down the corridor, you feel the immense heat of the engine room. You pass by it.
Wait, I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
I'll look at Kale. Look at Naomi.
Do I get to make a mess?
Do you two want to
make a mess?
Do you two want to make a mess?
Yeah.
Just point me wherever you want me.
I'm gonna point at the engine room.
No, I get that. I'm turning to Kale. I'm like, what part do you want?
Oh.
So
your collection.
Kale goes in and it's like a normal engine room, right?
Yeah, it's just much, much bigger than the Owl's.
It's not singing though.
It's not singing, and whereas the Owl has one engine, this one has 3 big, huge trio engines. They are huge, Kale. It's probably like your Willy Wonka type of place. This is like your type of haven. This is huge.
Kale looks at Naomi, picks up one of the slightly oversized wrenches that are left around to help give you extra torque on the valves in a place like this, and says, grab one of those and see that valve over there, turn it off, because that's the exhaust. It doesn't matter what the rest of the engine does. Shutting off the exhaust is going to overheat the rest of it, and it's going to be a very big mess.
Valve, exhaust, overheat. Got it.
Cool. And she's going to go to the other one and do the same thing.
Yeah, I think Kale, you're gonna roll for this, but you're gonna get some help from Naomi, of course. Yeah, give me a roll. It's going to be an ob. It's only gonna be a 3, and however high above you get, it's gonna be how good you can just mess this up, make a mess.
So one just cause mechanic, repair because I know what the repairs are to cause this problem specifically. Engines, efficiency. I want to do this as fast as possible to get repairs quickly. Spare parts using just whatever I can. Oh wait, and sabotage.
Yes, of course. And I'm not going to make Naomi spend one to help you. You're just going to get an extra one because Naomi is big and strong and helping you. Yeah. So that's
I
going
have
to
a
be 8.
question.
Yeah.
Would I be hitting Key of the Commander by telling them to smash the engine?
Yes.
Because I'm giving orders and having them obey? Cool.
Yeah, and you get a point of XP for that.
So I think this is my key of vengeance. Like I'm getting revenge on the Empire, right? This is an Imperial ship.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
You'll get an
4
XP for that.
successes.
Where can I mark? Oh, there we go.
Yep.
Never
Yeah,
mind.
4 successes.
Yeah, you definitely are. What does this look like, Kale? What are you trying to accomplish by this making a mess?
I think it's one of those. It's because this is what she's doing is she's shutting off the exhaust. She's shutting off the coolant exhaust to the engine, so it doesn't matter what else is doing. They're starting to overheat. You can say like it's that like a Looney Tunes moment where the valve just starts going into the red slowly. The meter. And then you start to see smoke coming out of the engine, and she's like, well, time to go. And she kind of like reaches over and kind of grabs Naomi and starts pulling her with her. It's like, you see like bolts coming off of the exhaust because the pressure's building up.
Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I have a question.
Yes.
Lady Blackbird, how do you feel about the captain ordering me around instead of you ordering me around?
You're a free person with free will. You can do as you want.
Okay. All right.
By the logic standards, but like internally, like that's my bodyguard. It's like internal jealousy, but it's like also no. Naomi has free will. She can do what she likes, but also like that's my friend, not yours.
So jealousy and conversion. Got it.
Yeah.
As you leave out of the engine room, you're making your way down the corridor to the garage, and the big bay doors are open. You can hear various footsteps, but as you look into it's not so much as officers as it is workers that sort of look like Kale. They're wearing, coveralls. They do have the mark of the Empire on them, the sigil of the Empire on the back and on the front cover. And they're working, and you begin to hear alarms going off and sounding. But you see there in the corner, it's not chained up or anything. It doesn't seem like it's been touched or worked on since you were all carted out of it. You do see the owl, and you do know that when you came in, you were low on fuel.
Is there any fuel in the garage?
I mean, it's a garage. You could find it for sure. I mean, Kale would probably be able to sniff it out like that. And as the alarm's going off, people are looking around very confused, not sure what to do. You see people, y'all are sort of hidden behind the big bay doors. You see people running to and from, not really sure what's going on yet.
I'm going to start yelling. I'm going to say the engines are overheating. You need to get to a different area of the ship.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll for that in the chaos, because after a moment, the sort of robotic voice comes on saying engine room, problem in the engine room overheating, and it just all chaos begins to break loose.
Everybody get your hands on as much gas as you can carry.
Is it like barrels, or are we going like
it is
cubes?
It is barrels. It's something you will have to take a lot. Like if you're going to want to get out of here, you're going to have to take large pipes. It's going to take a large pipe. You're going to have to hook it up to the owl, let it fuel in. You're going to have to take barrels onto the owl, and you don't have much space to carry. You could probably carry 2 extra barrels with you.
Kale is gonna look quickly for like a hand truck that's around.
Yeah, you can find one.
And just kind of point to it and say, hey, Naomi, can you grab those, like 2 of those right now? And she's running to the gas tank to start fueling up her ship, because it doesn't matter if Vance is the captain. This is her ship. This is her baby. You don't break it.
And Naomi, you could carry those barrels, like just potato sacks underneath your arms. No problem.
Right. But am I leaving Lady Blackbird unprotected?
No.
I'm not unprotected because I'm standing right by her.
Okay.
And you could get her to the ship, and there's so much chaos going on, you could probably escort her to the ship and make it in time.
And
Okay.
I am decent enough that like I could I could pick up like a pipe or something and just or like a wrench and just have it on hand if I need it and take off to the ship.
Oh no, that's so pitiful.
She's not great at it, but she has the ability to pick it up.
If that makes you feel better, lady, let's go.
Yes.
You hear over the loudspeaker an announcement that prisoners have escaped. Ignore the engine. Look out for unfamiliar faces.
Is it possible for us to jam the door maybe so that way nobody else can get in here?
You could certainly try. What would you like? How would you like? This is a huge, like, garage bay door. It would take some force to push it forward and then push something in front of it or jam it, something like that.
Can we use the key card to close it and then break the
Door.
access point?
You sure can.
You're gonna Han Solo the store, aren't you?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was kind of picturing we would do.
Yeah, you can. Since you have the key card, I won't even make you roll for it. That's what you. It's slow. Are you still working while you're watching it do it? While one person.
I would say Lady Blackbird is my money, so I'm getting her on the ship. Obviously, so she's safe.
I also love her.
I also love her, but that's not as important as the money.
This is going to be one of those very much Han Solo approaches to romance, anyway.
I know you do love me.
Yeah, this is going to be oh my God, Princess Carolyn, stop it! You can't eat the. She's trying to eat my wires. My
headphones.
So
yeah,
we're going to adjust this cat so that her head goes the other way.
As long as there's one person standing there, like, watching it and making sure that they can, bust up the keypad when it's done, then that's definitely doable.
That's what I'm doing. While the two, like the brawn and I would call the brains of this operation,
the
fuel
brawn
up the
and
ship.
The brains are fueling the ship.
I'm the hot ass of the crew.
I'm the bankroll.
I could be the
what?
brawn. I can be the brawn too. Yeah.
No, you're the brawn.
What?
You're the brawn, Naomi.
You're the brawn.
Brains? I'm not the brains? Oh.
No, Kayla's brains. You're brawn.
Okay.
I'm hot ass. And Lady Blackbird is the coin purse. Yeah, she's the money. She's the bankroll.
Beautiful. You get the door closed, and it's almost as it's slamming shut, you hear tons of footsteps rushing toward it, and you hear people banging against it, demanding that you open the door. But you have got the you've got the owl.
I'm gonna say, sorry, I can't hear you. There's a door in the way.
Nice one. What are y'all doing?
Let's figure this out before they figure out how to open the door again, okay? How much longer, Kale?
And she's like probably dishooking the last of the lines, and she's like, all right, good to go.
All right, I'm on that ship.
I'm looking around to see if there's like any guns, anything useful lying around.
It is very much a mechanic's garage. If Kale needs anything, this is probably perfect for her.
She probably also, as she's doing, putting lines away and doing this, she's picking up loose spare parts. She's just
for sure. You probably get a lot, and like stuff that you can probably sell on Nightport if you make your way there, like stuff you can sell for extra credits.
Yeah, she's like, this is stuff that we can sell. This is stuff I need. This is stuff to sell. This is stuff I need.
Exactly. You can use the key card to open up the exit bay. And it slowly begins to open up, and you see the blue out in front of you, ready to be entered into.
There we go.
I'm the last up the ramp, and I'm pulling the ramp closed as we. As after everybody's entered up, I'm closing it up.
I figure Kayla's already in, starting the engines and getting everything ready and going. And
I'm in the pilot's chair kind of thing.
Yeah. running around doing everything. So now we are good to go. And she'll just like tap one of the communicators and be like, hey, we're good to go. Preferably sooner before I may have made a very big mess.
Of us or them?
Them.
Okay, that's what I was hoping.
Yeah, but I don't want to be here to be a big mess of us.
No, let's get, and I'm like flicking stuff on the dashboard. That went a lot better than I thought it would. And then like pulling out of the back of the Hand of Sorrow.
You fly the owl out of the Hand of Sorrow. It sputters a little bit. It's getting used to, having the fuel back into it. And for a moment, it seems like it might be a little dire. But it
Captain, you can't pop the clutch. I told you can't pop the clutch.
I'm not popping the clutch. I know how to fly this ship.
Mm-hmm. That's why she's talking to me and telling me that you pop the clutch.
But it takes off smoothly after a moment. And you fly off, heading toward Haven like you had planned.
Where we told them we were going.
Everything seems smooth.
Well,
Are you okay, lady?
That was certainly more than we paid for. So that was great. I feel awesome. There were bad guys, which I think I from something.
Well, let's there were bad guys.
But it was fun. There was excitement. Naomi ripped a door off.
Naomi said you don't tip us, but if you want to tip us for the added adventure, then
why don't you get us to our destination first? But I got to be the captain for a second.
You got to think you were the captain for a second, okay?
She's just gonna walk away. Like, I was the captain for a second.
You can't even fly a ship.
Cyrus, you look down at the what is it called? The
owl? Or the Hand of Sorrow?
The command panel?
The panel, the command deck. And you see a little blip that suddenly comes up, and it's getting closer, faster. It's small. It's not as big as the Hand of Sorrow. It's small. It seems to be coming curiously out of the depths.
Can I look out the window and see if I can see it?
You don't see anything, and as you look, you suddenly feel the owl rock as if it's been hit by something. Your alarms start going off, red, blazing. Kale, you know that you've been hit by what seems to be not a big projectile, not something meant to harm or bring y'all down, just something meant to warn you. And then suddenly your communicator blinks, Captain Vance, with an incoming message.
I press accept.
A voice comes on and says, "Hello."
Who do I have the honor of speaking to?
This is Captain Fiona Quinn of the Artemis Echo, and I hear that you're carrying a very expensive guest on your ship. I'd like to talk to you.
I don't know what guest you're talking about. You must have me mistaken for another Captain Vance.
We're just going to try this with everybody.
Yeah, it's his go-to.
I don't have a reputation because everybody else has that reputation.
I'm there's also a sign. There's probably in the engine room. This is not the Vance you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm a different Cyrus Vance. There's many of us.
You feel the owl shake again. Well, either we talk or these get a little bit more violent.
Well, I consider myself to be a great conversationalist, so you can say whatever you want.
Good then. We'll see you in Haven. And the communicator cuts off, and that's where we'll pick up next week.
Oops.
Cyrus Vance, no relation.
Cyrus.
We're just all gonna be Cyrus Vance. Like this is Cyrus Vance,
next time Naomi Cyrus. The next time it's Kale.
Let's just pass it around.
I think Kale will be the only one who doesn't take the name Cyrus Vance.
She's done it before. She doesn't want it.
Exactly. She may have done that at a very inopportune time in the middle of a very bad poker game.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, we're gonna go around, do our outros, do any plugs, that kind of thing. Yeah, but we're gonna start with Robin.
I'm Robin. You can find me on Twitter at r_Omulus. I am doing shows this Thursday on off the table here on Twitch. Tune in for the finale of our Monster Hearts 2 campaign, The Decline. That will be at 6 p.m. Pacific starting time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know the times. Wednesday at a time this week. We have the return of our Masks Planned Obsolescence campaign. And then coming up later this month, we are going to have another Masks campaign over on Anaris's channel starting on Sunday afternoons.
Nice. Alyssa, what about you?
Alyssa, exist on Twitter and Twitch as @XanderSlamilton. I am just Saturdays on Wandering DM with Deirdre GMing a game of Vampire the Masquerade, and that's it for right now.
I want to play Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh yes, come play with us. We are a disaster chosen family if there's ever been one.
I will talk to you.
Send messages.
Yeah, D runs a very good game of like anything, but very good game. Kai, what about you?
Hi, I'm Kai. I'm online as Kai the Gamer. That's XAI the Gamer. I am going to be running a one-shot of a game called Blood and Water pretty soon. Basically, the premise is a vampire, werewolf, and a ghost are in a house together, and they have to figure out how to pay rent.
So being human, the game.
Yes,
what we do in the shadows, but more than just vampires.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Oh no, being human, because
Robin, I can't hear you, but you keep talking.
I'm just saying, and they kiss over and over and over and over again.
Yes, there can be plenty of kissing. So sign-ups will be coming out for that pretty soon. And I also play a Republic City by Night, which is a version of Blaze in the Dark set in Republic City in the Legend of Korra, where there are triads, and we are private detectives. That is Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern on Kelsa Delphi's channel, which is twitch.tv/Kelsa.
I didn't know you played in that with Kelsa. I love her so much. What a sweet person.
Yeah.
And last but not least, of course, D.
Hey y'all, you know me. I'm at Deirdre Donlan on Twitter, or Praxagorthesmiaphorias. You see me hanging out in the Twitch chat. And as for me, tomorrow, I have a very busy week. Tomorrow is the penultimate episode of our Dark Matter campaign, D&D in Space on Wandering DM. That's been going for a year, so we're in the final 2 episodes of that, and drama's just gotten real, and we may have, just finished a coup to put the rightful heir on the throne. Then on Wednesday, I'm over on Tales from the Grim for Witcher Family of Wraiths, as things are getting very complicated and emotional on that series. Thursday, back on Wandering DM for Masks, Hellbreakers, kind of lots of fun. That'll be entertaining. And then Friday on Wandering DM for Cyberpunk Red. That's fun. There's a lot of that going on. You should stop by. We give away free stuff. And on Saturday, like Alyssa said, I DM a Vampire the Masquerade Nightfall set in New York City. And people are discovering that there are consequences to their actions.
What?
There are no consequences.
No!
Can someone explain to me
No!
what consequences are?
No.
I can tell you what this I can tell you what this I can tell you what a consequence is.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
There may be people hunting for you now.
No.
That was a thing that happened.
Yeah, that's just Tuesday. So we forgot to lock the door again. This is my stepbrother, my vampire stepbrother, this is his fault. Always.
It probably is. It may or may not be. You don't know. But we'll find out. And I also post, check me out on Twitter. I post all the games that I write. They're a lot of fun. Some of the people here have played in those games. You should also see what you can do. And Katie, thank you for running this for us. We love you.
If you would like to check out one of these games, I have it up on my YouTube. You can find it here in the archives. It's a very great game. Helene, I love words. Helene Heroines. It was very, very fun. It is a great game. I enjoyed it. I played Daughter of Aphrodite, and it was so much fun. I loved it. You can find what I do on Twitter. I'm not going to stick around for outros, do all that stuff. You know where to find me. Thank you all so much for playing. We'll be back next week. We're going to do 3 sessions of this and just get into some fun trouble and see the fun ways that y'all get out of it, because y'all surprised me tonight, and I loved it. It was a lot of fun. But we're going to send a raid over to Kylan, who is playing some Pokemon. And Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Yeah, that's fun. Everyone have a great night and a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for hanging out. Bye.
Bye.